Questions coming through tonight. Tim, do you own a smartwatch? And if not, why not? Would you ever own and wear one? Yeah, absolutely I will. Because the way I see it, a smartwatch is purely utilitarian. And it's just a matter of practicality, so I would just wear it on my other wrist. Like, have you ever thought about putting an Apple Watch on the other wrist?
You know, I was discussing that when I got this. I joke about calling this the smartwatch because I thought about that. Surely, now I'm not one for the smartwatch. I'm the person who will take my cell phone and put it in my briefcase so that when I'm in court or a meeting, researching, whatever I'm doing, I can focus on what I'm doing and then I'll come check on it. So it would be counterproductive for me in a lot of situations. But I know a lot of people wear these, and I know a lot of professionals wear these. I see attorneys in the courthouse that'll have smartwatches, and there's got to be a very common temptation for a lot of people to say, you know what? I got this to take care of business, and I need this to take care of business, but at the same time, I have a really nice mechanical piece of Swiss movement here. My grandfather gave it to me, or I spent a lot of money on this. I want to wear both for function and also for, however, there's this old thing, only expletives wear a watch on each wrist. And so these two things are going to battle each other out, and we'll see if this is something people are doing and if it's accepted.
And that's a great question because, I mean, what Bill says is absolutely true. There is a fashion faux pas, I think, about wearing two watches. Now, I skirted that controversy at SIHH this year because I figured I should have one brand neutral watch. So I had a Swatch Blue Rebel, and actually, dun 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 dun, reach magically off screen, and here it is. So this is the watch that I wore on my right wrist at SIHH this year, and I think if you wear something that's charmingly quaint and fun in character, it's disarming. It'll disarm the criticism. I think if you went out with like two platinum watches, yeah, I mean that's hunting season, open fire. I mean that's a faux pas, I would say.
Perhaps the ridicule would all depend on what does the motivation seem to be behind wearing these.
If it's irony and you're a postmodernist as I am, it might be acceptable. I think there's also been a lot of talk about maybe having a smartwatch on a strap where the smartwatch is like the clasp on the bottom, and then you can literally just hook it in with traditional spring bars and still have your Omega, still have your JLC, still have your Rolex on the top.
That's not a bad idea. One of the things that I had recently, I didn't bring it with me, but Leatherman makes a multi-tool that's a bracelet. And there's a company that makes attachments for these that will attach to the lugs on your watch. And so I have this multi-tool that can attach to one of these watches here, and you pop it off and you bend it at the fold here, between various links, and in between there's a Phillips head sticking out. There's a flat head sticking out. There's a little box cutter there sticking out. So you have your multi-tool, but you also have your functional watch.
Yeah, I can definitely see something like that being the future with smartwatches, because I think there was a lot of alarm up front with smartwatches, and people thought, oh, well, this is a threat to the Swiss, this is a threat to your Patek Philippe, to your IWC, it's going to collapse luxury watch culture, there's not going to be another generation, kids are going to adapt this and adopt this. And honestly, it turned out to be ships in the night. I think as a non-luxury product, people looked at it as maybe a minor article of fashion, but mostly just as a conduit to their phones. They don't have to take the phone out of the pocket. Every kid at the TCBY has one, so trust me, whatever kind of exclusivity there might have been from being the first adopter went out the window the second, again, every kid in your kid's high school had one. So I feel like it's a utilitarian implement. It'll have its place. It might be a problem for like the $200 watch, like the Fossil watch, but I don't see it really threatening stuff like this.
We have a bit of a melodramatic, as people, way of looking at these things sometimes. There's this idea, oh, is it quartz or mechanical? Who's going to win? Who's going to squeeze the other one out? And then we realize, oh no, what often happens is they both just sit down, they both eat their supper, and there's room enough for everybody. And we could see this with smartwatches. There's been a Burger King and a McDonald's in every city in the Union as long as I've been on this planet. So
I agree. And hey, did this spell the end? As we know, our esteemed friend here today started with the Casio calculator watch. This is, as he said, the spiritual forerunner of the Apple Watch, of the Samsung Galaxy Gear, of the Tag Heuer Carrera Connected. And, look where we are today.